As always, we are looking live at Percival Molson Memorial Stadium in Montreal for this match between Sabalero and Montreal 67 FC. Sabalero moving from left to right on your screen. They're wearing the darker kits with red trim. Graham Naismith with you on the commentary for this Premiership de Montreal match. Battle for it in the midfield. And 67 tried to force it along. They built this stadium called the Autostade down by, the Fleuve Saint Laurent, the river right around Montreal to the south part of the island, and it was just not a very good facility. The Autostade, outdoors, just a very strange facility. It was very windy there, as you can imagine, by the water, but football was played there, and big concerts were held there. All the big acts that came through town went there. And it was only really useful for about 5 years, or, well, not 5 years, I should say, maybe around 10 or 12 years, because then they built the Olympic Stadium, which is still around today, seating anywhere between 70,000 to 100,000 at any given time, depending on its configuration. And so Percival Molson Stadium really fell into disrepair until around 2000, when the Montreal Alouettes professional football team, they had a playoff game, and unfortunately they were playing at the Olympic Stadium at the time, but the game couldn't be played there because the band U2 was holding a concert there. And the playoff game was confirmed after U2 had had their date booked for several months, and they had all the tickets sold, so Montreal, the franchise, had to find a new place for their game. So they looked here to Percival Molson Stadium, where the team played throughout the 60s. And there was actually a tree growing in the stands pretty much. I'm led to believe it's just to the left of your screen right now. There was a tree maybe right around those little stairs leading to the field. And the stadium had really fallen into disrepair, but the Alouettes played here. It was a chilly day, but they packed the stadium. Complete sellout, 20,000 people from what I understand. And ever since, they've decided to continue playing here. And we're better off for it because they've made several upgrades to the stadium. The original bones of it from the aughts and the 1910s and 20s are still here, but they have made several nice upgrades to the locker room facilities and amenities and boxes up top just across from us.
Les gars, regardez le ballon. Voilà, super Yanni. Allez, continue, c'est bien. les gars, pas ça. Yes. Bien joué, Jamel. Les gars, on reste dans le match. Oh.
As always, we are looking live at Percival Molson Memorial Stadium in Montreal for this match between Sabalero and Montreal 67 FC. The ball's out of play right away, and it's going to be a throw-in for Montreal 67 in their white kits. Sabalero moving from left to right on your screen. They're wearing the darker kits with red trim. Graham Naismith with you on the commentary for this Premiership de Montreal match. Battle for it in the midfield. And 67 tried to force it along. Yeah, so an early goal for Montreal 67. They'll be happy with that. Sabalero, one of the stronger teams, and it's actually a foul against Sabalero. Not sure exactly how that happened. But Sabalero, one of the stronger teams in the Premiership de Montreal. And actually, it's a drop ball. And 67 maintain possession. 67, or rather Sabalero, would be favored in this match on paper. And that's a slick move by the midfielder, number 47. A couple of nice moves there. Moving his way out of a phone booth, passing, trying to move, but it's picked off by a Sabalero midfielder. Sabalero, they're a younger team in this league. Their oldest players are maybe in their early 20s, but they're a strong team, technically sound, know how to play together very well. And it's interesting always to see the age gaps in this league, how there's a younger team like Sabalero or Montreal Sasquatch against some of the older groups like White Eagles and LGQV, among others. Ball put in there by Sabalero as they look for an equalizer. It's going to fall towards the far side of the box and be picked up by Sabalero, but then Montreal 67 forced them off the ball. We haven't seen Montreal 67 recently on this channel. In fact, I think they've only played one or two matches. They've lost both of them, but perhaps they've picked up some new players, and they'll give a better account of themselves here. They'll have to turn in a top performance in order to come away with any points here, and they've gotten off to a good start, as we said, up 1-0 before our stream even started. Looking through, that one poked away by a defender. Nice move there. Advantage played by the referee as there's an attack moving forward. That's a perfect ball up the field. Keeper off his line. Comes down, grabs the man. Has he signaled a penalty? It appears as though he has. A penalty coming up, and Sabalero can respond in short order. Is it actually a... No, it is a penalty. It was a perfect ball. Well weighted, perfect spot for it. Goalkeeper came out, cleaned out the man who just kicked the ball around him. And it's going to be a penalty. So Sabalero, at around the 10-minute mark, can reply right here. In my eyes, from that one look, no question a penalty. And now can Sabalero respond? Oh, it's a perfect penalty. You're not going to put it in a much better spot than that. And they have evened it up And, well, there's not much more you can say about that. It was a perfect penalty. No need to dissect it anymore, and it's now a tie game between Montreal 67 and Sabalero. Goals coming early in this one. And the fouls have been piling up in the early goings here. Perhaps the official is just telling them to calm it down a bit. That an ill-placed pass, but it looks like Sabalero going to dribble away with it anyways. Keeping possession in the middle of the park and spraying it out wide. Now trying that ball to the far side, looking to cross, defender right there to meet him and force him away. And it's out of bounds for a Sabalero throw-in. Trying to just bully their way through there. The defender's always favored. Just have to keep their legs closed, and they're going to come out the better in that one, and that's exactly what happened there. Montreal 67, this is actually their first crack at being a organized team, an organized squad, as they're primarily a brand almost, a social movement. There's a good throw in. Looks like it caught a hand. But they're going to say play on as it's at the byline. Trying the cross. It's well placed. Nodded on. Open look here. Puts the cross back in. Rising for the header. Just missing it. Loose ball. Dangerous position for it. And a defender gets the foot in. And now the long ball up the field is going to be dealt with from the looks of things by the defenders. So Montreal 67, as you can guess, the brand is based around Expo 67. That was held in Montreal. And in fact, this stadium was around for Expo 67. Offside the call there. Not that it was used for it in any way. But it was involved somewhat in Expo 67, as this was the primary venue up until that point here in Montreal, the primary outdoor venue where all the concerts were held and the sporting events. Well cleared away by a defender. That's a difficult clearance when you're falling back like that, but he handled it well. Sabalero trying to move forward, trying the shot. It will trickle wide. Are they going to pull it back for a foul? I heard a whistle. Nope, they're signaling a corner kick. So first corner kick of the match, but this was the primary venue until the 60s. There were other ones around, like old baseball stadiums and that, but those weren't really that big. And then for Expo 67, they built a stadium called the Auto Stade, which is down, or it was down. It wasn't around that long. As here's the cross coming in. Well handled by, oh no, it's not well handled at all. And it just goes wide. The goalkeeper was up for it. And then he completely muffed it. And it somehow went wide. They're going to say it went wide off of a Montreal 67 player. So another corner coming up. Goalkeeper was right under it. He just couldn't pull it down. He fumbled it as he was trying to bring it down to his chest. Another corner. Goalkeeper under it. This time it's a basket catch and an easy one.
T'en as deux qui vont arriver sur toi.
And that's how we get to where we are today. An interesting history of stadiums in Montreal as the cross there easily dealt with by a defender. Bit of one-on-one action here. Looks like Montreal 6-7 win it back. That's a nice ball. Looking through. Goalkeeper off his line, slides, gets in there, and they will further clear their lines. Disjointed play. This one up the line, onside is the call. Trying to dribble in there, taking on a man one-on-one. Chipping it in, header goes right back where it came from. It wasn't a header, it was off of a body of Montreal 67 player. Nice build there from 67. What can they do with it? Bit of a 4-on-4 here. Spraying it to the far side. And that's unfortunate. It rolls out of bounds. A chance comes to nothing after they broke out from their own end very nicely. We're almost in the 20th minute here. 1-1 the score between Sabalero and Montreal 67. Be sure to follow the Premiership de Montreal on Facebook and, more importantly, Instagram, where there's lots of bonus content from all of the teams and players as we work our way further into the season. Leading up, of course, to the Cup final, which will surely be an entertaining affair, as it usually is in this league. And there you see the new Premiership de Montreal logo pop up on your screen. And a foul is committed by Sabalero. I must say it's a pretty even matchup here in my eyes. No team I'd say would really be deserving of leading over the other one. Good tackle in the midfield, but then again it's one back. We'll see what happens when the game starts to wear on and when the sun blaring down starts to take its toll on the charges on the field. Sabalero, the younger team, as we said, maybe a bit more energy than the more experienced Montreal 67 players, although it is 67 who have a free kick here. And we'll hold it up momentarily for a sub to be made.
For the team, Montreal 67. With the number 2 substitution for the number 6.
This one looking like it's going into the box, and a defender falling back just gets ahead on it to nod it out for a corner. The first corner of the day for Montreal 67. The Sabaleros had a couple of them, one of which looked pretty dangerous. They play it short. Stepping here, there's a good opportunity for a shot, but oof, it blazes over. Didn't hit anything on the way through. Good position to try a shot with the right foot, just as he did. Trying his luck from the top of the box, but he got way under that one. Leaned back a bit, and it went out of play. 67 win the ball off of the goal kick. Trying to dance through once more. And you could hear it from the bench. Whoever's voice that is correct. Try to control the ball. I don't quite know what that player was thinking, falling back, trying to play it on the first time. Good tackle, clean one too. But another good tackle, referee letting them play as he should, but that's a nice ball up the field for a break here. Poking it around, he was clipped. And the referee says play right on. So they're letting it open up a bit here. That's what should be happening in an even game. We don't want the officials too involved, calling the ticky-tacky stuff. That one rolls out of play. 1-1 the score, 1 goal from Montreal 67 very early in the match. And then Sabalero responded in about the 10th minute with a penalty kick. And that a clear foul, as the Sabalero player was a bit clumsy leaving his feet in that time. Good movement through the midfield. Montreal 67 have looked good in the midfield. Ball across here, misses everyone, and Montreal 67 may get onto it, and they do. Nice agility, cutting the ball back, putting it across, but a defender got in there. I must say, I didn't see that defender. He was hiding behind his teammate. And now a chance on the break. Can Sabalero use their pace, but it's a sliding challenge to get a piece of the ball. And now a yellow card. Not sure what the offense was there, personally. Maybe a scissors motion on the initial slide tackle. Sounds like someone's trying to get a change in, too. Well, we've heard the ref's name called out a couple of times. I figured it was because they were trying to sub, but I guess not. So we'll continue here. Great ball putting in there. Headed down, bouncing around, and 67 get it, and they'll dribble it away, and they're actually dribbled themselves into a counterattack. Did he win the ball? Yes, he did, but 67 still on it. But then they give it away with a careless pass. Good bit of play there. You can tell Sabalero are used to playing with one another. But then he bowls into the back. That's always going to be a foul. And now we'll get the sub in.
Change for the team, Sabalero FC. With the number 6, substitution to number 22.
Is the referee actually blowing down for a cooling break? It looks like he has, so we'll step aside momentarily and be back when the hydration break has ended. And there's the whistle to get us back going. After the hydration break, it was a foul just next to the box, and Sabalero get possession right back. Nice pass through the middle with the left foot. A really smart move. Here comes Sabalero breaking forward. They must score, but no, the goalkeeper comes out. Never even got the shot off, a chance wasted. What a build-up that was. Would have been a cracking goal, but never even got the shot off. Nice moves there. What a run that was. Controlling it to the outside. Defender gets in there, bullies him off the ball. Clean, clean, all clean. That's not. Oof, a foul against Sabalero. I don't think I agree with that call at all. They were giving as good as they were getting, both of them. And that definitely should have been a foul in Sabalero's favor, no doubt in these eyes. But it is a free kick here for 67. Putting it in there, skips to the goalkeeper, who handles it convincingly. Oh, what happened there? He rolled it, but he rolled it right to the other team. Slide tackle put in, missed the ball, and then putting it out wide. Cutting it along. Bouncing it back through, keeper off his line, makes the stop, makes amends for his error. I have no idea what happened on that rollout. And he had to be called into action to clean up the mess. So another corner for 67, low one, easily dealt with by the defense. And then Sabalero poked that one away, running it down here. Gets on it, and clean too. Here they come again, Sabalero pulling it back, looking to lay it off. A really good opportunity here. And there's the shot, but it's right into the hands of the goalkeeper. Maybe a bit too fancy that time from Sabalero. They did end up lining it up for a good shot, but ultimately didn't really challenge the goalkeeper. And here comes 67 back the other way, but it's a heavy pass out of bounds. Throw in misses the intended target, and Sabalero get it back. Oh, there is some pressure being put on, and some hearts in the throats there. Now they have given it away. Poking it along. Why not try a shot? He was blocked out. Good screening that time by the defense in the midfield. Trying to get it onto his right, trying the low shot. Goalkeeper was perfectly positioned and got down very quickly. Oof, a high foot, dangerous there. And the official calls it back. And again, they just give it away. Not sure what happened there. Times Sabalero, they look so slick, so smooth moving up the field. Then they make some really head-scratching passes. And I think we've seen a couple of the latter in the past 5 minutes. Calm play, but then, oh boy, 67 give it away. The quality has really dropped here. Trying the chip. Not a bad idea at all. Saw the goalkeeper off his line, and no shame in trying it. Looked from here as though it would have probably gone wide. but the keeper obviously wasn't taking any chances. Skipping it through the middle. Trying to release him over the top. Bouncing one awkward here. Keeper always going to be favored to get it. And now he's out of position. And oh my goodness, they put it over. Oh boy, a comedy of errors here on the field. Not attractive football, to say the least. Something you'd see in a Sunday league, really. And it's a shame because it's two teams that have proven they can play with some quality, but it's turned into more of a comedy act in the past 5 minutes. That one skipped on, trying to turn on the Jets to get there, but they play it calmly with the goalkeeper. Although that's not a convincing ball. Flying in to get it is Sabalero, but it's just a bit too heavy, and they won't be able to get onto it. Montreal 67 moving up rather gingerly now. A ball forward, splitting through a couple of men. And then it's poked away in the midfield. Held onto it too long. Playing it over the top to run onto. He's got some good pace, but the defender just gets in there to poke it offside. About 15 minutes from the halftime break. And the score is 1-1 here. Goals coming in the first 10 minutes. And nothing much to speak of since. There have been chances, and a couple that have been missed. Corner to be taken here. Looks like it's going to be a right footer for an in-swinging corner. First one for Sabalero in a little while here. There it is going in there. Something delicious to rise onto. Bouncing down off of a body. Calls for a handball. Official's flag stays down. He had the best vantage point. But now his flag goes up as it looks like it was offside. Or it may have caught a hand.
Change for the team, Sabalero FC with the number 12, substitution for the number 69, Cristiano.
So it looks like a couple of new players coming onto the field for Sabalero. And it sounds like their cheering section is in full voice, as it usually is at their matches. Just under 10 minutes until the halftime break. Keep in mind, for the hydration break that we had a little while ago, the clock keeps running and time is not added on for it. Ball helped along. Good chance here for Montreal 67. Putting it across. Defender deals with it. Didn't get past the first defender, but they will get a corner. Corner put in there, high one, going down, but then the keeper gets up convincingly. He's then bumped a couple of times by a player, and then he'll drop kick it away. Nice passing. Can they combine to break through here? And then a defender gets a foot, and it's going to be another corner. Sabalero really up against it here. It's been a very even game, I must say. Right footer to take this corner. Another good one, dropping down there like a stone. Hard to defend, but also hard to rise onto, I guess. Can't really get many glancing headers. And that time it went out of bounds. Run being made forward, but the ball's behind him. And Montreal 67 trying to move up the field, and they recycle it back through. Ooh, a weak pass there. And Sabalero regained possession right at the midfield stripe. And then a foul is committed. Chipped in, and then partially cleared away. And Montreal 67 appear to be in control of this one. Again, a nice breakout, and it's called back for a rather hard foul. One yellow card in this first half. .67 just keeping possession here, not wanting to force anything, changing the angle of attack. And then as they flick it through, a defender gets there. Both teams that are fairly even, I must say. I think maybe Sabalero look for the quick strike a bit more than Montreal 67 do. They look for not necessarily a counter-attack, but they look to move it up in only a few passes, whereas 67, as we just saw, they'll maintain possession. They'll go backwards to go forwards. And we haven't seen too much of that from Sabalero. Generally relying on a longer ball to a player making a well-placed run. And now here is Montreal 67. That one bounces off a defender. Player drops off the attacking line to get it, and they'll play it through. Nice bit of work there, but then the left-footed ball is ill-placed, or misplaced, we should say. Under 5 minutes to go until the interval. And it's 1-1. Long throw, look at that. Recycling it back towards the defense now. Bouncing it up, flicking it off. Here they come. But then the defender shows off his pace and kicks it out. No, he kicks it out for a throw-in as well. Didn't even concede the corner. Nice bit of work from the right back, and we can see there we're about 2 minutes from the halftime break. Good clean throw up. And then it's headed backwards. Good control off of that, but then they picked it off, and here they come. Driving forward with pace. Backtracking defender here as the attacker cuts in. Playing it right through the middle. Pulling it back, a shot. Just skips wide. A good spell of play, though, as we said again. The quick strike, dribbling it up the field. And they pulled it back at the top of the box. That's right where you want it as a attacker to try a shot. And it just skipped wide. I think the goalkeeper was there anyways, and he saw it go wide. Recycled back to the goalkeeper as there's a good press being put on that time by Sabalero, and they're forced to kick it out of play. Sabalero momentarily actually had them outnumbered, so the goalkeeper just wanted to get it out of there. Good run being made by the right back. Again, they flick it off, playing it through. Nope, he's offside. And then he's going to warn him about the late shot. It's interesting because he was offside, but I think his teammate may not have been. It would have been close. Ball of the field. Bridging him, and then he's clipped. Unintentional, but he was clipped, and we can see there we're into stoppage time. Well beyond the 45th minute now. What can they do with this free kick? They play it short, not the worst decision. Opens up, but then he was too far out for a shot, and it was going to be an awkward angle to do anything. And that's the end of the first half. 1-1 the score between Sabalero and Montreal 67.
At the end of the first half, the score is Sabalero 1, Montreal 67, 1.
And we're back underway with a roar from the Sabalero supporters.
And we're starting the second half.
Graham Naismith with you on the commentary. Sabalero in their dark uniforms, moving from right to left. Montreal 67 in all white, moving in the opposite direction as they play it through, but they're offside. 2 goals to be had in the first half. The score's 1-1. And the goals came very early. One about 6 minutes in from Montreal 67. And then the tying goal off of a penalty kick from Sabalero just about 10 minutes in. Really nothing to separate these teams. You can't really say that one team is more deserving of another to be in the lead. And I think 1-1 probably the correct score after the opening 45. Keep in mind, though, Sabalero do have a knack for the dramatic. They scored a late game-winning goal in the 85th minute to see off their rivals, amicable rivals maybe, but rivals nonetheless, from Montreal Sasquatch in their match earlier this season. A game very similar to this, where there really wasn't much to separate the teams. And it was a late winner. Just one moment of the defense switching off was all Sabalero needed to get the winner and take all 3 points in that match. They'll get a throw in here, deep in enemy territory. Nice move, calm from the defender, and he sees some space to drive into, and he does. Wants the ball right back. Flicked on. It was going to be difficult for him to get it. Teammate didn't do him any favors there, and the ball rolls out of play. Sabalero calm on the ball as usual. Spinning on it, player on the ground. Lots of grabbing and pushing there on the far side. Official letting them play, and Sabalero come away with it. A couple of nice moves. Moving it along. Can they make them pay? Stepping aside once more. Montreal 6-7 scrambling now. Did that hit a hand? No, it did not. And a slide tackle put in. He got the ball. There's going to be a corner kick. Calls for a handball. Hard to tell from our vantage point exactly what part of the arm it hit. It would have been a bit harsh because it was fairly hard driven ball at the defender. But if your arm is in an unnatural position, it's just a tough go. And from up here, really couldn't tell. Sabalero to try the corner kick, first of the second half here. Put in there, and it misses everyone all the way over the top, and they're not able to keep it in. It rolls out for a goal kick. Sabalero coming forward, a mistake from a defender. Falls down. Assistant flags for it. The center referee wasn't going to blow that one up, but the assistant, who was a bit closer to the action, did flag for the foul. So it's going to be a free kick in a fairly dangerous position, maybe a bit off to an angle to really try a shot. But we shall see what they have in store for us. The official telling the wall where to line up. Four-man wall. And a yellow card is being given. Was that a yellow card, or couldn't really tell if he was just signaling something. Here we go now. Left-footed ball driving over the goal. Not sure if the official gave a yellow card or if he was just instructing the players on how to stand so their arms weren't going to be in a position that would concede another free kick if the ball were to hit it. That one hits the official, so he'll blow it up. Interesting to see how he'll restart this one. And it's going to be a drop ball for Sabalero, so we're back underway. Those sometimes can get a bit hairy on the restart. Now the race is on, and they just play it out. The goalkeeper must not have been in an optimal position to play at that time, because Sabalero has shown that they're confident playing back to their keeper in order to keep the play going and keep possession, but that time they just kick it out for a throw-in. Hard tackle going in there. And they've won the ball too. And then a body hits the ground and the play's blown up. Playing it quickly, looking for that quick strike, heading it on. It's going to be a shooting opportunity here. Instead, he plays it back across as the ball was running a bit long, and the defense has an opportunity to regain its ground and regain its position. Steve's part for him here if he wants to dribble. And then they give it away. Good bit of work there, and trying the nutmeg, the defender just put his feet in the way and played it back to the keeper. You know, it's funny, I saw some highlights of a soccer match from the 1980s the other day, and one of the really stark, or the really clear rule changes, excuse me, was you could pass it back to your goalkeeper who could then handle the ball. And that one really just showed a difference in play. An intentional pass back, and then the goalkeeper could pick it up with his hands. One of the more recent rule changes, well, relatively recent rule changes, as the bare bones of the game have been around for decades, over a century.
With the number 94, substitution to the number 5.
So it looks like a couple of changes here for Montreal 67 and a player who is down on the field. And the first action for number 5 there is to go and check on his teammate who's down.
Change for the team Montreal 67 with the number 18, substitution to the number 2, Danny.
So another sub is made. The injured player hobbles off. And it is a Sabalero throw on the far side. Ooh, that wasn't a very good throw, but they'll let them play. A lot of width here for Sabalero. 69 there, maybe can get up into the rush a bit more. And lots of enthusiasm in attack, but unfortunately they'll just be conceding a goal kick. It looks like Sabalero have just been imposing themselves on the match a bit more since the start of the second half. We've seen the majority of the ball be in their attacking third. Sabalero don't have a whole lot of width in their midfield, as number 22 there. I think he's more playing as a forward, as a winger, than a midfielder. So maybe some kind of a 4-3-3 for Sabalero as they play it forward, but unfortunately they're offside. 4-3-3 with the midfield being quite compact, as you'd expect, really. But it does leave a couple of holes, like one right there, just behind those wingers who are up the field. Leaves a tough decision for the fullbacks in those situations. If number 12 got the ball there and he had a good first touch and drove forward, it would have been a tough decision for the left back. Is he going to go and challenge for the ball and maybe open up a gap for something to be built through? Or is he going to maintain his line and just kind of accept the consequences of the player dribbling forward? That one well headed down, though. Through ball, well weighted, but he's offside. He was battling, bumping with the defender, and the assistant referee put his flag up. This one bouncing back. Goalkeeper briefly came for it, but the center back plays it calmly to his defense partner. Not exactly edge of your seat stuff at the moment, but it may be building up as both of these teams will want all 3 points. So you may see some risks start being taken in maybe the last 20 minutes if no one can get a goal before then. Sabalero trying to say something about that. Tripped up. Hard foul. It's going to be a free kick right at the top of the box. A clear foul that time as the player got completely taken out. It was just outside the box, 1 foot the other way, and it would have been another penalty for Sabalero. But it looks like Montreal 67 may have briefly dodged a bullet. And we'll see what Sabalero can do. Remember, they had that left-footed attempt from maybe 10 yards further back earlier in this second half. It was a left-footer who tried it, but it looks like a right-footer's stepping up for it now. Four-man wall. Right footer to take from not even 20 yards out. Going for placement more than power, and the goalkeeper saw it all the way around the wall and got down. Did well to get low and deal with the bounce right in front of him, and he was content with conceding the corner kick. What can they do with this corner now? Low driven one, just flicked away by something, or someone obviously. But Sabalero still on it, and then there's a mistake. He turned his head too quickly, and he was already running away with the ball before he controlled it. Good ball by the goalkeeper out to the far side to switch the play. Ball over the top, too heavy. Sabalero goalkeeper's going to be right there. Looks like there's just a bit too much walking going on right now for Montreal 67, and this is where Sabalero could put their grasp on the match even a bit more, as they've shown no signs of their level dropping. And that good conditioning may be why they end up towards the top of the table when this season's out, and why they end up champions when this season's out. And here they come on the attack now, trying the shot. Goes wide. Goalkeeper has angles played well. And it's going to be a goal kick. But the play really down to our left now. Montreal 67 looking around, looking for answers. I think they're just tired more than anything. Now running onto it, around the goalkeeper. It's a bit too heavy though. Bouncing it up in the air and further cleared away. Sabalero survived a scare. Can they counter now? Ball down the line. Looking at making the run towards the goal. Slide tackle put in, he wins it. And he stomps out the attack. But what a breakthrough that was for Montreal 67, and what a good opportunity it was. Took it round the goalkeeper, but it was just a bit too heavy. And by then the defense had regained their position. But Montreal 67 showing they're still very much in this match, even if they don't have as much possession, as much going on the attack. And I thought they were signaling for a sub, and yes, here there is one.
Change for the team Montreal 67. With the number 17, substitution to number 8, Kudus Bamba.
Sabalero wants to get the match restarted. Is there a winner to be had in this match? 25 minutes from full time. Good work there, but then it was broken apart. Cutting onto his right, shooting opportunity. Trying to curl it for that back post. Would have had to be inch perfect. Not bad to try your luck, though. You're not going to walk every single ball into the goal. Not a bad shot at all that time. Now that one off of a body, and the goalkeeper grabs it. That one too close to the defense, who put their foot through it. And that one should be Picked up by the goalkeeper. No way that was intentional. Or they caught in possession here. They were just able to box them out. Nice job there. He lost possession, but then he boxed out his opposition. Sabalero, just seems as though they're outnumbering their opponents. That time they were definitely offside, however. But it just seems like they're outnumbering their opponents in every single part of the field.
Change for the team Sabalero with the number 13 substitution to the number 8.
So a quick change there for Sabalero. Looks like a fresh set of legs going into the holding midfield role. And that one headed away. 50-50 here. Sabalero just get it as they move it along. Right footer trying to cut onto his right. He's done just that. He'll try a shot. It's blocked. Still loose there. He's won it back towards the penalty spot. Pokes it along. Flag stays down. Where's the shot? Never came through. There it is. It's just wide. Somehow it stays out. And look at that. There's two players on the ground after that frantic stretch of play.
Bien-aimé, c'est quoi ton numéro? 4.
Nice flick on. And that one off of defender and out. It's just coming in waves now for Sabalero. And is the defense going to be able to withstand it for another 20 minutes?
Essaye de remonter un peu le bloc équipe là. Faut remonter parce que là on est trop bas là.
The quality of Sabalero really coming out now. That maybe just a bit too fancy though. Defender up, he had to be sure of himself to get the ball. And he has got it. This is the Premiership de Montreal. Always something to report. Not much of a press there. It was a one-man press, and Sabalero dealt with it well. That's one thing Sabalero do really well, actually, is their press. They press as a unit, and they really know what part of the field to go to as that ball is too heavy on its way through. Let's see if they try to press here. It's central, so I doubt they will. But maybe it gets cycled out to one of the outside players who are kind of in trouble. We'll see if they do decide to go at them. Here they're hanging back a bit.
Allez, plus vite! Reposez!
Oh, that was a very nice pass up the field from the center back position.
Bien-aimé, ça c'est pas proposer solution ça. Mais, sérieux, bien-aimé, je sais que tu vas sortir, mais un peu de sérieux quoi.
And a foul, a mistake that time, as it sounds like there's going to be a sub. And actually it's going to be another cooling break, so we'll step aside and be back in a couple of minutes.
the team Sabalero FC. With the number 10, substitution to the number 14. To the number 11, Brandon Villamar.
So we're back to it in the 72nd minute. Ball over the top from 67. Oof. The defender decided to let it go, and there was a player flying in there. Goalkeeper got his hands up, though. Long ball to the far side. Somehow kept in there. Sabalero trying to take advantage of a poor touch, but it's given away. Sabalero just needs to get back to their build, and they could be in good shape here. But 67, as we said, they're still dangerous in this match, still very much into it. Good burst of pace there, but he's not able to keep it in play. It would be foolish to count Montreal 67 out at this point, especially because they just put out some fresh legs. .50-50. Oof, a heavy collision there back to back, and it's 67 to come away with the ball. Ball over the top, no one home, and it's easy for the keeper. Will we see a winner in this one? Still another 18 minutes or so, so they have time. A reminder that both goals came in the opening 10 minutes. One very early from Montreal 67, and then Sabalero responded with a penalty kick. And Sabalero running at it right now, putting it to the far side, but not the best placed pass. You have to give Montreal 67 some credit. They're not laying back and just being content with the draw. They're still going at it here, even though they haven't quite had as much possession or looked as dangerous moving forward, but they're still doing it. They're far from just playing all-out defense, and they've got an overload here, and a defender had to get something on that ball or they would have been in trouble. Player goes down, play right on, say the officials. That one hammered up the field, but no one really there. Turned over. Here comes Sabalero now, trying the direct route, but it never made it through. Still looking for that quick strike are the team in black. Creating a turnover now. Here comes 67. Great stop, point blank opportunity, and there we set it. You cannot count Montreal 67 out as they created the turnover in a very dangerous position. It was a hard shot, but the goalkeeper was well positioned. And now here comes Sabalero. They're going to keep this ball in bounds. Player wide open at the top. They're looking for him. Another player's open. Number 6 is wide open. That's who they're looking for, but it's not nearly a hard enough ball. Going back across, somehow still onside, and then it breaks down. The ball across to number 6, who was making the run in. Wasn't the right power or placement for him. And he had to slow his run, control it down, and then the real zip in their attack was done. rising for that header. Both teams with chances, and now here comes 67 again. But that one kicked away. Driving with the ball, being forced to this. Oh, a nice move. Sabalero now with their possession. And then the pass lets them down. Trying the through ball. Looks like they're onside. Driving towards the goal. Here he comes. It gets poked away. Sabalero very slow to react there. They were looking at the referee, but from these eyes up here, it looked like they were going to be onside. And what did we say about 20 minutes ago? We were saying it was probably going to open up in the last quarter of an hour. And that's what we've seen. Both teams with chances off of rushes. Changes for both teams as we're about 12 minutes from time.
For the team Sabalero FC. Ignacio Inhofe.
Corner, headed away convincingly. And now can Sabalero counter? Real burst of pace up the field. Trying to play it back through. He caught the ground as he tried to pass the ball, and that prevented it from being a quality ball. Player falls down. It was a late challenge, and the official is going to his pocket to issue a yellow card.
Yellow card for the team Montreal 67. Carton jaune pour l'équipe Montreal 67.
Three-man wall for this, what looks like it'll be a right-footed ball. Look at all the players committed forward for Sabalero, looking for the winner, looking to be the hero. And they're not going to let this one get off as there was some pushing and shoving, some grabbing. And the official settling everything down, whistled it down nice and early. And so we'll try it again. Playing it along the ground. Long drive, ricochets off a defender, still not clear, and then just thrashed at to the side of the net. And they'll let it roll out smart for a corner kick. Nothing too dangerous off of corners yet today. Still 10 minutes to go in this match. Should be an exciting end as both teams press for the game winner. Both teams feel they'll be deserving of it. Ball to the back post. Just a bit too high for that man who was waiting there, who takes a tumble after going up for the header. Hard to rise to it if you're stationary. And the run was just a hair off. Oh, and he completely misjudged that head attempt. And he's out of position now as they play it to the near side. Support arriving. They're going to use it. Advantage played. Getting to the byline. Putting it across, goalkeeper down, and he gets it. Looked like number 12 was fouled, but the referee let them play on. Playing it through the middle. Bouncing around. Slide tackle put in. And he wasn't happy with it, the referee. And play on. Actually, it was a foul. And now we have a Sabalero player who's hurt. The referee isn't aware of it. And here comes Montreal 67. Lots of support there at the top of the box. Here it comes. Blocked away. Ball to the outside. Onside the call. Taking his time, looking for something. Playing it through the middle. Goalkeeper well off his line. Clears it away. He's still out of his goal, but then scampers back as we saw Sabalero try a long effort earlier in the match in the first half. It looked like there was a Sabalero player who was hobbled. As this one's in there, official was about to flag it down for offside had Sabalero gotten involved in that play. Driving forward now, where did the midfield go? Playing it off to the far side. Trying to get it onto his right. Goalkeeper there cutting down the angle. And it's cleared away. Back and forth stuff. Here we go. Who's going to break through? It's going to be whoever can push themselves to the brink up the field. Flicking it through. Defender gets there, pushes down. No way that's going to be a penalty at this stage of the match. And it's out for a goal kick. And now it's going to be a change.
Change for the team Montreal 67 with the number 7. Substitution for the number 26. Sylvain Bondy. Change for the team Sabalero FC with the number 12. Substitution to the number 15. Aliel Sehemawi.
And that one's kicked out of bounds. You can hear the support coming from the Sabalero sidelines. That one controlled down, playing it to the far side. And they're offside. You'll see there's a Montreal 67 player who's just walking back to the bench on the far side of the field as he exited the field on the far side. Is there going to be a late winner? Some more late drama for Sabalero, or can Montreal 67 survive the onslaught they were experiencing at points in the second half and come away with all 3 points? Bouncing ball bounces favorably for Sabalero. And a foul against the attacker who was running into the keeper. And that one blown down for some reason. Poking it through. Bodies fly. And it's going to be out for a corner kick. Goalie came out as a defender was going in there. And someone got a piece of the ball to knock it away. So now a corner kick. Is there going to be a hero in this match? Ball swung in, partially cleared. And then two Sabalero players bump into one another, and Montreal 67 get the ball. But then their ball up the field comes to nothing. Good defense that time from Montreal 67. You have to give them credit. They defended that one particularly well. Now both teams getting a bit frantic. That one off the official. stepping around, putting in a hard cross, and then it's cleared away. Nice play there. Thinking about shooting it, but he pulls it well wide. He won the tackle well, but then couldn't get it on goal. The really closing stages now. If there's a winner to be had, they're leaving it very late. That ball too close to the defender who gets onto it. Not letting this player turn. And Montreal 67 get it back in the midfield. Stepping around, a clear foul that time. A yellow card maybe a bit harsh, but it was a foul, no doubt. Montreal 67 have really pushed back in the last 10 minutes of this game. You have to give them a lot of credit. They seem to be almost folding at points in this second half where Sabalero were really taking it to them. But then they've found their second wind, pushed through as that driven shot goes right through the field goal uprights. Ball over the top, something to run onto here. But the defender does really well. There were a couple of players closing down on him. Really into the last little bit here. One last attack maybe for either team. And here comes 67, putting it out wide. Onside is the call. One man loose in the box. They're looking for him. Sabalero gets there as they have pretty much all day long. And now one last attack for them. Empty the tanks here. But that ball a bit too far ahead. 11's going to run it down just to do his due diligence, but the goalkeeper's always going to get it. Spinning with it. It was the slide tackle from behind that pushed the ball a bit ahead, and then the defender does the rest, cleaning it up. Physical play there. Official blows it down, and it's going to be 67 who keep moving forward with it. Slide tackle put in, he skips around it, and then it's cleared away. Well, the teams gave it a good effort, but there just may not be a winner in this one. Both goals coming in the first 10 minutes. And now, a late foul, so maybe one more twist in this story. At this point, wonder if they'll try a shot or try to drop something into the box. We are about to hit the 90. One last chance in this match. Right footer to try it. There it is, off of the wall and away, and that will do it. 1-1 the final between Sabalero and Montreal 67. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.